Hello gamers, Ryan here from Seaside Survival. Today we are getting down to Bees-ness. You guessed it, today we are building a automated bee farm. I've got these bees nests here and I've been harvesting them manually, but wouldn't it be nice if we automated this? We have a lot of copper that we are going to be repairing. See, I've been working on the roof here, and then of course the roof to the boathouse down here is slowly aging. And once that is aged properly, we're going to set a really cool variant and make it look real nice. And we're going to need some beeswax to do that. I also like to use the beeswax for candles. It's just going to be a handy thing to have around. So over here, I've set an area that we're going to dedicate to honeycomb farming. I've got my materials all ready here. We're going to have this brick base around it as the foundation, and then we're going to utilize smooth stone and lots of glass to make this greenhouse effect. Of course, we have some beehives. We have plenty of bees to move in, and yeah, it's going to be good. This thing's gonna be kind of tall. I'm thinking 9 blocks tall, maybe 10 if you count the brick. So the bees will have a lot of verticality to fly around. Is verticality a word? Verticality, position at right angles to the horizon. Verticalness, uprightness, spatial relation, position. Yeah, it's a word. Check out these parkour skills. So I've got the basic skeleton of the structure underway here. We're gonna have a double door and then sort of an airlock here so that bees have less of a chance of getting out of this thing. Here's the basic structure of the bee farm. It's flat on top. And we have this kind of circular swirl pattern. So I think I'm going to mimic that with the design of the farm. I'm also going to keep the colors on the side of the farm similar to the colors that we see on the side of the beehive. So let's start crafting this thing. I'll grab some of my scaffolding back here, and we've got the start of the roof. So I'm going to make this textured. It's not going to be flat. It's going to go up, but it's not going to be quite as domed as something like that. I'm going to mix in some colors here too. We'll see how it looks. I think that's how it goes. Looks good, right? Let's stand back and take a good look. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look perfectly like a beehive, but it wasn't meant to look perfectly like a beehive. We're gonna have some greenery growing in here. And of course, bees are gonna be buzzing around, so it's gonna fill out a little bit. Let's check it out from the sky. Yeah, I like it. Let's work on the machine part. We'll build a couple doors out of acacia wood. Just because we're working on a bee farm doesn't mean we can neglect our honey collecting duties. Let's go ahead and grab some honey here. Alright, I've done some testing, and this should do the trick. I've got a block back here, some redstone on top, and our dispenser chock full of shears back here. So when these are full up on honey, they should get sheared, and we should get the honeycomb to fall down into these hoppers and go through this line all the way outside the building into a collection chest. Now I wanted the collection chest outside the building so that we don't have to go in every time we want honeycomb and risk bees getting out. So I'm going to keep filling in the hoppers on this side, and then we'll be ready to start bringing bees in. I've got some leads, so let's go ahead and round up some bees. Now I want to keep the bee population out in the field under control, so instead of bringing them all in here, I'm going to just breed these ones up and make some new bees for inside the hive. The others must be inside the others must be inside here. Alright, let's plant some flowers. No, I don't know. Do I do this symmetrically? Do I just make it look wild? We'll play around with it a little bit. Now, while the bees are doing their thing, I'm going to make some more flowers up here in the wings. There. I don't see any, but the day is coming to an end, and I think that they've retired into their beehives. Hopefully, these things should start producing honey soon, and we should start seeing drops. It's like I'm carrying around a little balloon. A bee-loon. I added some extra greenery up around the midsection of the hive. That gives us a little bit more depth on the inside of the build, and it also gives us more room to place flowers. More room to place flowers, more pollen the bees can collect. Now I had to make a few minor adjustments too. I raised the beehive up one block so that the bees could easily get in and out of the hive. This moss carpet was keeping them inside. So, since raising the beehive up a little bit made it so that the honeycomb would get thrown out further, I also had to add an extra row of hoppers in front. But we still have plenty of room in the middle for the flowers, and of course we have a lot of room up on top now for more flowers. Awesome. Now that we've got the beehive working the way that it should, we're going to do a little bit of terraforming and decoration on the outside of the build. Say, while I'm at it, I should move these too. We'll get them a little bit closer to the outside of the bee farm, and it'll add a little bit of ambiance to the area. That way we can have bees buzzing around outside the build too. Well, Seaside Survivors, we're done. Check it out. We've got a new custom tree in here, and a sweet little pathway leading to the bee's nest. I made these cool little lanterns that go by the side of the road and opted for some mossy stone bricks mixed with the wood on the pathway, some honey blocks scattered about, and of course our bee's nest for the outside bees to add a little bit of life to the area as we walk through. We've got our nice little fire pit here so we can sit and roast some marshmallows as we watch the bees and collect our honeycombs. Speaking of collecting honeycombs, this shouldn't be here. Speaking of collecting honeycombs, in just about an hour we got almost 2 stacks. Great. Let's go inside. And the bees are sleeping tonight. But it is looking good in here. The vines are growing, the glowberries are glowing, and it's working. I've slightly modified the back end of this building as well. We've got a little staircase that goes down and leads us down to the sheep farm. Take a quick little fly around here with the free cam and check it out from all angles. listeners, we sure have been busy bees this episode. I'm really happy with the way that this turned out, and I'm really happy with the amount of honeycomb that it's churning out. That's all for this week, but please tune in next time for something else. Bye-bye.